السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Managerial Accounting Chapter 1. بالنسبة للPDF لشابتر 1 at the end there is practice brief exercise. Number 1. The following are selected data for all furniture utilities for manufacturing equipment, wood, depreciation in factory building, wages for production workers, fabric, delivery expense, property taxes on factory. Using this selected data, determine total direct materials, direct labor, manufacturing overhead, product cost, and period cost. This may be multiple choice, asking for total direct material. As you see this brief exercise, the solution is here. First, total direct materials. Direct materials, number 1, wood, 850,000, plus fabric, 313,000. So direct material total 1,163,000. Number B, direct labor. Direct labor, as you see in the data here, direct labor wage for production workers. Here's the figure, 391,000. C, manufacturing overhead. Manufacturing overhead, utilities for manufacturing equipment, is manufacturing overhead 120,000, plus depreciation on factory building, plus property tax 70,000. Here's the total. D, product cost. Product cost, as you know, product cost 3 components: direct material, direct labor, and manufacturing overhead. So the product cost, we add direct material plus direct labor plus manufacturing overhead. Here's the product cost, 1,964,000. At the end, period cost. Period cost, we have selling expense, which delivery expense. Delivery expense consider period cost. As you see, a number of brief exercise and their solution at the end of the chapter on PDF. Number 2, C has the following data: direct labor, direct material used. The figure is ready. Direct material used, total manufacturing overhead, also beginning work in process, and ending work in process. Now compute total manufacturing cost. Again, this question may be multiple choice. Ask about total manufacturing cost only, or as brief exercise. Total manufacturing cost, as you know, total manufacturing cost consists from 3 things: direct material used, direct labor, plus total manufacturing overhead. B. Total cost of work in process. Total cost of work in a process. H equal beginning work in a process from the period plus current total manufacturing cost for this period equal total cost of work in a process. Total cost of work in a process. Cost of goods manufacturing. Cost of goods manufacturing, it's total cost of work in a process less ending work in a process equal cost of goods manufactured. Cost of goods manufactured is equal total cost of work in a process less ending work in a process. Exercise number 3. The following are current assets items in A or in alphabetical order for a company balance sheet at December 31, 2022. Prepare the current assets section, including a complete heading. This is counting principle question. As you see, the following are current assets items in alphabetic order. We now want to prepare a current assets section. All of these accounts considered current assets, but we need to show it in correct order as we learn in accounting principle. Here's the answer. The company name, the name of the statement, and the specific date for balance sheet, December 31, 2022. Current assets, we will begin with cash. We show the first item under current assets, cash, then short-term investment, follow accounts receivable, then inventories. As you know, in manufacturing company, inventories consist of 3 accounts. First, finished goods account, work in process account, raw materials account. The last item in current assets, prepared expense. Total current assets. As you see, here's the current assets in the balance sheet. You studied this in counting principle, also in intermediate accounting. You must notice inventories in manufacturing company has 3 different accounts: finished goods, work in process, raw material. Now, at the end of the PDF chapter 1 text, also there is practice exercises. Here's F company reports the following costs and expenses in May. This for the month of May. Multi accounts. Instruction from the information determines the total amount of manufacturing overhead, product cost, period cost. Again, there is a solution for this exercise. manufacturing overhead. First, factory utilities considered from manufacturing overhead. Also, depreciation on factory equipment plus indirect factory labor plus indirect material. But now direct material use, not manufacturing overhead. Also, factory manager's salary considered from manufacturing overhead. Direct labor, no. Sales salaries, no. Property tax on factory building, yes. Yes. Repairs to office equipment, no. Factory repairs, yes. Advertising, no. Office supplies use, no. Total manufacturing overhead 175,450. Again, you ask to determine the total of manufacturing overhead. You must know what accounts from this data can consider manufacturing overhead, as you see. Again, direct product cost. Product cost, as you know, product cost, three things: direct material used, one account; direct labor, one account; plus total manufacturing overhead. So, product cost 402,150. Period cost, we have in period cost, depreciation of delivery trucks, salaries expense, sales salaries, repairs to office equipment. Office equipment, it's period cost, advertising selling costs, also office supplies used. Period cost total 81,140. Another exercise. As you see, this exercise has solution ready. You must do your best. You will meet a similar question in midterm and in homework. T Corporation incurs the following costs during the year. Has a lot of cost. Work in process inventory was 10,000 on January 1st, beginning work in process, and 14,000 at the end of the month of the year. As the period is 1 year during the year. As the data for a year. As the balances at the beginning of the year, January 1st. As the balances at the end of the year, December 31. Also, finished goods inventory, beginning of the year and ending of the year. Here's assume that all raw materials used were direct materials. All direct material used in production is direct material. Now, compute cost of goods manufactured. Compute cost of goods manufactured We begin with work in process January 1st. Here's 10,000. For the current year, direct material used 120,000. As you see, you given direct material used one figure. Maybe in other exercise, you need to calculate direct material used as you learn in previous lectures. Plus direct labor for this year, labor cost, as you see, 110,000, plus manufacturing overhead. From these accounts, you can, as you learn, determine manufacturing overhead, depreciation factory, factory supplies used, property taxes in factory. Property taxes in factory hires from manufacturing overhead. The property tax on the store is period cost, not manufacturing overhead. As you see, property taxes on the store 7,500. It's not manufacturing overhead, it's period cost. So the total manufacturing overhead total manufacturing overhead 104,000. Total manufacturing cost, that's three figures. Here's 334,000. Now, when we add beginning work in process, the total will be total cost of work in process. We deduct ending work in process. Ending work in process, here's 14,000. Cost of goods manufactured. Cost of goods manufacturing 330,000. Cost of goods manufacturing. Now, compute cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold, as you see, we begin with beginning inventory, finished goods inventory January 1st, plus cost of goods manufacturing from A 330,000. As you see here, cost of goods available for sale. Less finished goods inventory, cost of goods sold. Again, compute cost of goods sold. Compute cost of goods sold. Here the answer, finished goods inventory January 1st plus cost of goods manufacturing for current year equal to cost of goods available for sale. Less finished goods inventory December 31, cost of goods sold. Here's practice problem. As you see, brief exercise, then practice problem. This in detail question. Here's as company has the following cost and expense data for the year December 31, 2022. Prepare the cost of goods manufacturing schedule for as company for assume that all raw materials were direct materials. Prepare an income statement for as company for 2022. C. Assume that as company accounting records show the balances of the following current assets. current assets, accounts, cash, accounts receivable, net. You know, accounts receivable net means accounts receivable less allowance for doubtful accounts. As you see, the word net means this balance after deduct allowance for doubtful accounts, prepared expenses, and short-term investments. Prepare the current assets section of balance sheet for us company as of the December 31, 2022. As you see, these instructions, we see the same thing in the mirror exercise, but this problem needs more time. But the same things we will do here. Here's the cost of goods manufacturing for the year December 31. We begin with work in process. We add direct material. Also in this problem, we need to calculate direct material used. Here, in the exercise, mirror exercise, we have direct material used ready, but here we need to calculate direct material used. As you see, this the equation: raw materials inventory January 1st plus raw materials purchases. Here's raw materials available for sale, for use. Raw materials available for use. We deduct raw materials inventory ending December 31, direct materials used. Again, maybe you have a multiple choice question asked to calculate direct material used. You see how to calculate direct material used. Beginning inventory plus raw material purchases. We got available for use. We deduct or less raw materials inventory December 31. Here direct materials used. Beginning plus purchases equal available for use less ending equal direct material used. Direct labor, as we given, manufacturing overhead. This in manufacturing overhead, in direct labor, factory utilities, factory machinery rent. This rent for factory machinery rent. As you learn in intermediate, lease is very normal in business today. Factory managers salary, depreciation, factory building, insurance for the factory considered manufacturing overhead. The property taxes, factory building, also manufacturing overhead. Total manufacturing overhead. Here's total manufacturing cost. Now we add the three figures here to get manufacturing total cost of work in process, total manufacturing overhead, then total manufacturing cost, the three figures, total manufacturing cost. Total cost of work in process, we add the beginning work in process for plus the current year, then we less the ending work in process, got cost of goods manufacturing. The income statement for this company for the year ended as sales revenue less cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold, we calculate cost of goods sold in this way. Finished goods inventory beginning of the year plus cost of goods manufacturing from here, the same figure, equal cost of goods available for sale. We deduct finished goods inventory ending December 31, cost of goods sold. The difference between sales revenue and cost of goods sold, cost of profit. Then we deduct operating expenses, administrative expense, sales commission, delivery expense. We called period cost. Here's the operating expense called period cost. Selling cost or administrative cost. Operating expense, here's net income. C, to prepare a part of from the balance sheet, the current assets هنا as company balance sheet part for because it's only the current assets. We begin with cash, as we learn in intermediate and in financial accounting. Cash, short-term investment, accounts receivable net. You understand this. When we deduct allowance for doubtful accounts from the accounts receivable, we have a new balance called accounts receivable net. Inventory, as you learned in manufacturing company, the inventory consists of 3 accounts. We first finished goods, work in process, raw materials, total current assets. You must do your best to achieve your goal from this chapter. As you see, there is a lot of exercises and problems and multiple choice question, and you can answer and read this text. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.